Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Esoterica and our continuing series on the Atomiswave to Dreamcast ports. And today's one that I am super excited about because they finally converted Fist of the North Star over to run on Dreamcast. Now granted, this game is available on PlayStation 2 and it works really well on that platform. It costs like $60 to buy it on eBay, so you're definitely paying new game prices, but this is awesome that we can now play it on a stock Dreamcast. Before we get too far involved, you can do me a huge favor, go down below, hit like and subscribe, and ring that notification bell, definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined, we have a Patreon link down there as well if you want to support the channel. But Fist of the North Star is an absolutely amazing 2D fighting game. And what would you expect from Arc System Works? The people that make Guilty Gear, that make BlazBlue, they make incredible fighting games, and Fist of the North Star is no different. This game is absolutely spectacular. I love playing it. The visuals, the gameplay, the soundtrack. This is the total fighting game package, even if I'm not that good at it. Now, a caveat of this release, and I will have to say, I've tried this on optical disc emulators for Dreamcast, and I've tried this in emulation as well. And on both of those platforms, the game likes to freeze now and then. It's not so consistent that you're not going to be able to play it, and I do know the people that are working on these conversions are working on fixing it. But it seems most prevalent in special attacks. For some reason, if there's too much going on screen at once, the game can just generally freeze. I have yet to be able to beat the game. That's not because of the freezing, that's because I haven't gotten good enough at it yet, because it's been years since I've played. But I do want to just say that up front, that it's not the most stable release of all the Atomiswave to Dreamcast ports. But considering we're living in this live as these games are coming to Dreamcast, this is kind of the stuff that you have to deal with and tolerate. You're on the bleeding edge of playing games that were never meant for Dreamcast, so there's definitely going to be a little bit of growing pain, just like with our Dolphin Blue video, where the game just glitches out on stage 3 and you can't continue. Fist of the North Star isn't as bad as that, but there are a little bit of blips here and there. But outside of that one small problem, I can't say enough good about this game, and in general, Arc System Works. They make some of the most beautiful looking 2D fighting games on the market. I grew up with Neo Geo. I have an entire Neo Geo collection, not the full set, I'm not that rich, but I have a ton of fighting games on that platform, and I've always loved their art style. But I have to say, when it comes to lush 2D animations and just so many frames in each move, Arc System Works cannot be touched, and Fist of the North Star is no different. A lot of the intro animations, a lot of the win animations, and even just every single attack has a ton of frames in it, so you always feel like your character's fluidly moving around the screen. But you will see here, special attack, and the game has frozen. And unfortunately we're on stage 1 and I had to restart my capture from here. So this is going to be some of the tricky issues of playing this on Dreamcast. But like I said, I do know they're working on fixing this. But I absolutely love the backgrounds and all the color schemes in this game. There's a lot of depth in this background. You have those flags moving around, and you have the sunset and that ruined city in the background, and it just looks incredible. Even when you get thrown across the screen, it doesn't stay, which would have been a nice cool effect, but the ground actually breaks up underneath you to show the impact of your travel, and it's just so much fun to see and watch. Now, from a mechanical standpoint, I'm not the greatest at this game, and I was definitely avoiding trying to do super attacks because it liked to freeze on me. They're not that hard to pull off though, but it is a quite difficult to me game. I'm better at Guilty Gear, and BlazBlue is definitely the series from Arc that I am the best at, but this game is putting up a lot of challenge, and getting past stage 4 for me becomes a bit of a struggle, so it's definitely one that I want to learn more about, I want to get better at and really experiment with, and you know, once the pandemic's over and I can actually have people over to play games, to really get some matches in on this, because I don't own the PlayStation 2 version, I've just never picked it up. I've played this on emulators before, but it's just not one of those games that I've really put a ton of time into. I've always meant to, and now that it's available on Dreamcast, it's going to be a lot easier for me to hook up 2 arcade sticks, which I do have, and play on the couch with some friends. But I love all of these intro animations. You know, the characters have different sizes, they have completely different move sets, everything feels diverse, and you're really able to kind of pick and choose what characters you mesh with, because Arc always does a great job of giving you a couple different characters in each play style. Some are going to be really fast, but their hits aren't going to do much damage, and you're going to have your heavy characters like Rao here, who move a lot slower but have a huge damage impact. And when this horse comes up and you jump on and he throws that cape, it just looks amazing. This looks like something that could come out this year in 2020. Granted, you'd have a little bit higher resolution, it would be in widescreen, but you could release this game in 4K in widescreen, and I would go pay $60 for it, no questions asked whatsoever. What I'll let you do now is just watch a little bit of the next match from start to finish so you can hear some of the sound effects, some of the music, because the soundtrack in traditional Arc System Works, fashion is this really nice kind of hard rock. But enjoy, and I'll be back in just about a minute.
The time of retribution. Battle 1. Decide the destiny.
I will say that this game has one of my least favorite fighting game mechanics in it, and that's when the CPU just becomes basically a perfect player. The first two matches were even. I lost the first, won the second, and then suddenly in the third, I just get completely destroyed. It's like the CPU went up 5 levels in difficulty just because it was getting close. And I understand that does happen. These were games made for arcades, and the number one goal was to try to separate you from your money, so it definitely does have some hidden difficulty ramping that just feels slightly unfair at times. But honestly, what really can I say about that? We're not putting quarters into the machine, so I'm not really losing any money. I just get to play the game for longer, and that's definitely something I enjoy. And I do like how the backgrounds have some almost hand-drawn cartoony nature to them. These rocks in the background almost look cel-shaded, and there's a nice amount of depth to them, and you get a little bit of effect in the waterfall. But I will say some stages look much nicer than the others. They're all really nice looking, but some just seem like they had a lot more love and attention put into them. But again, this is another amazing port from the Atomiswave to the Dreamcast, and who knew in 2020 we were going to be playing so many new to the Dreamcast games. It's just absolutely incredible that we're able to experience all of these different and unique releases on a system that hasn't been around for 19 years at this point in time. It's almost like Sega should re-release the Dreamcast in 2020 and market it as a brand new system with 10 new games at this point in time. Obviously they're not going to do that, but hey, in my perfect world, that's what would happen. But short of that, thanks so much for watching. This was Fist of the North Star. If you could do me a huge favor, go down below, hit like, subscribe, ring that notification bell. It takes a lot of time and energy to make each one of these videos, and we appreciate your guys' support. And we will be back with even more videos in the Atomiswave to Dreamcast playlist. Every single game that comes out, I am going to cover, except Demolish Fist, because I already did an episode on that, and I don't love that game totally, so we're going to skip that one. But thanks so much to MegaVolt85 for making these, and you'll see again, the game did freeze. Hopefully they fix that soon. See you next time. Bye-bye.